Hello everyone, I'm Atlas Hamzadi. Today I will explain assignment 1. So as you can see, we have vehicle class. This class has two private instance variables and one protected. First one is ID, and second one is the brand of the vehicle. The third one is manufacturing year of the vehicle. Then this class has a constructor which has two parameters, brand and year, and it initialize ID using generated ID, then calls set brand and set year. Then we can see setters and getters. And also, we have the exception case. In this particular code, you can see that if year is greater than current year, it throws an exception. And also, if it is negative, it also throws an exception. Then we have abstract method, start engine. Subclasses of vehicle will provide their own implementation in this method. So we can see the toString. The class overrides toString method to provide a string representation. And also we have generated ID, a private method. It generates unique identifier. Then we have a car class, which extends vehicle. There is three constructors. There are three constructors. First constructor initialize car with default variables, as you can see, and then it calls set number of seats. Then we have second constructors, which initialize brand and year. Then third constructor initialize brand, year, and number of seats. Then we have setters and getters and also exception. In this code, you can see that if number of seats in the car is less than 1, it throws an invalid seat exception. Then we have also toString and start engine method. It simply prints a message which indicates the car engine starts. Then we have motorcycle class, which also extends vehicle and has additional instance variable named has sidecar. Its data type is Boolean. We can see two constructors in here. First one initialize brand and year. A second one also initialize brand, year, and has sidecar. They are throwing invalid year exception. Then it also has setter methods, toString, and start engine methods. Then we have invalid seat exception and invalid year exception. I will just simply explain one of them. This code defines a custom exception class, invalid seat exception, which extends the exception class. It has two constructor. First one is invalid seat exception. It is a parameterless constructor, and it calls a super invalid number of seats statement. Second one, public invalid exception string as. This constructor takes a string parameter s, which represents custom message for the exception, and it calls the super s statement. It's same with the invalid year exception. So I will just simply go to the main Java class. Main Java class is entry point for the application. I will just explain try, catch, then I will just go over with race methods, and that's it. So first of all, first try catch creates car object named car1, and then it throws an exception if one of the invalid seat exception or invalid if there is a one invalid seat exception or invalid year exception, as I explained before. Then the second try catch, it also creates a new motorcycle object named motorcycle3. It throws an invalid year exception if the year is greater than current year or less than 1. Then we have a third try catch. There's an array named vehicles, and which can hold object of vehicles, car2, car3, motorcycle, motorcycle2. And then we have the race method is called. It passes the, as you can see, it passes the vehicles as an argument, and this method iterates over each vehicle object in the array and invokes start engine method. So that's it. Now I will just simply run the code. As you can see, it just throws an exception because the year in here it is more than greater than current year. You can just play with the code and it will throw an exception if there's an invalid year exception or invalid number of seats exception. That's it. Thank you very much.